Ooh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, I've been sitting back on this situation right now. Teofimo Lopez has steady been on Terence Crawford's neck. It's been happening over the last 6 months, but ultimately at the time, we all assumed Crawford was on to bigger and better things. Right, we expected him, he was a 7-1 favourite. The odds before the Madrimov fight, the favourite outcome was not Madrimov KO, was not Madrimov points, was not Crawford points. The most favourite outcome by quite a margin was Crawford KO. We all expected Crawford to KO Madrimov, and then Canelo, Cinnamon Bun, Alvarez was going to be pressed, essentially. Where we sit today is changed up, and that's why I'm talking about it. Now it's relevant, people, ain't gonna lie to you. Teo has a claim now. Anyway, let's get to the part. So first off, let's listen to Cinnamon Bun. He got something to say on this topic.
To fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They wanna make that fight because it's a payday, obviously, but I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo deserves more than me. Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then.
So you heard that even Carrot Top signing off on it. Carrot Top saying Crawford need to fight Teofimo first. Again, does that carry any weight? Argue not really.
How the fight was going. I would like to fight
Crawford. Let's hear from Teofimo himself.
I want to fight Crawford.
The thing is, Crawford's been. In fact, no. Let's listen to Crawford's bars first. I mean, Teofimo's bars.
I would like to fight Crawford.
I would love to see that.
Right?
What weight?
Well, it'll be better than this.
It'll be better than this.
We'll do it at 154. Yeah, 154. It's better with bigger guys. You know what I'm saying? We fought Josh Taylor. He was about 168. You know what I'm saying? Made him look like nothing. The bigger they are for us, the better. Speed is everything, and that's why we got these 2 rings right here. 2 rings. It's terrible stuff. I think Terence Crawford look old tonight. It's all alignment to make Canelo Crawford. A lot to do with the pressure. The pressure, you know, he's never had this type of movement and momentum where he's around YouTube stars, people that were viral from Vine, people that have, he's just doing a whole bunch of collaborations on top of that. That's exhausting. It's exhausting.
He went in a different direction.
No, yeah, because
He wasn't focused on fighting, he was more focused on achieving.
Yeah.
well, the whole thing really is that's all distractions. If you're not, you know, it's easy to have it, but it's a lot harder to keep it.
I mean, on that last note, I think there's a potential promotion. That's the game. Conor McGregor was the king of promotion, and he said he got towards the end of his career, he got tired of having to jump through the hoops, and he was a naturally energetic person. Someone like Crawford, who's very insular, when you don't have that emotional or psychological capability naturally, it's even harder, right? You don't have the gas tank to spend. Crawford don't have that entertainment gas tank to spend, and yet he all in the video with the Prime Cabal, Logan Paul and KSI, etc., all in the mix doing videos here, playing darts. Should it really take away from the fight? Not really. These are primo athletes, people. You've been training 10 times a week. I can a little piece of darts. So anyway, we do know the prima donna phenomenon is particularly strife in boxing. Look at Andy Ruiz, Mr. Blobby, punch up Johnston and then lose his head, bulking off the McDonald's diet. Yeah, the super size me diet. That's what Andy Ruiz did, people. Yeah, you man think that the Super Size Me film, there wasn't a sequel. There was. Super Size Me was like a 2008 film about eating McDonald's every day. Andy Ruiz, it wasn't well covered, but Andy Ruiz in, when was it? December 2019 did a Super Size Me 2, and into that Johnston fight, he was eating every day at McDonald's. That's how you put on 30 pounds, people. Anyway, I've digressed, man. Let's get back to the point. Teofimo, he said he want Crawford bad. And if you look into it, let me see if I've got some videos here for you, man, just to show you. If you look here, Teo's everywhere. A month ago, I want Crawford. He's on the way out. Crawford himself even clapped back and said, Teofimo is trash. Crawford was very respectful about a whole bag of fighters, but as far as Teo concerned, he said he's trash. Now, again, at the time, a month or a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we thought Crawford was really going to do something potentially like amazing. At this point in time, it can still happen potentially, right? If Crawford knock a few of these dudes out and get back on again, we can talk about character, but for now, Turkey doesn't want it. Carrot Top doesn't want it. And that's the end of that. And ultimately, Canelo's told you, fight Teofimo and I'll think about it. And really, again, it didn't make sense a month ago. But now, the 154 division, it's full of good, solid fighters. Like Virgil Ortiz or Tim Tszyu. It's missing that something though. And bearing in mind, you rarely see Crawford bothered. T.O.'s got under his collar. So I'm thinking, promotionally speaking, if Turkey wants to make Crawford into a superstar, people who have, like Crawford, what I'm saying is, all the cats at 154 right now, they're all like Madrimov. Not as bad. Madrimov's like the worst case in terms of promotion. He can't even speak English. But even Tim Tszyu's got the whole anti-Podian shtick going on. Okay. Do you want to be big in Australia? And even then, Devin Haney punched up Cambosos. It didn't make him big in Australia. So that narrative, there's no stars there is the point. Am I saying Teofimo Lopez is a star? He's not like a Mayweather star. But he's in that ilk of like, you got Ryan Garcia here and Tio like there. And Tio can talk. Tio can sell. Tio got the New York man them on. You got the New York Puerto Rican cats on lock. Yeah? It makes sense. This fight will bring Crawford out of his shell. Will Tim Tszyu's too respectful? Virgil Ortiz too respectful. It's going to be another one of them. Crawford versus Madrimov. And all due respect, Crawford's been fighting them, man. The Spence fight really was the first time we've seen Crawford out of his shell, and it was entertaining. But he needs to build on that. Crawford's really, if you look at his career, Crawford's not his own. It's not his fault, but Crawford for the most part has been fighting the Madrimovs. There's been no star quality there. Even when he fought Amir Khan was bin washed. Even when he fought Kell Brook, who's a British kind of guy, he's not a world known guy, he was washed. What name can you tell me a name on Crawford's resume? It's Errol Spence. Having one fight on your resume, it's not his fault, but having one fight on your resume, it's not, or having one name that has some clout to it, it's not enough. And you can, if this little Nick want it, yeah, give it to him. I'd have Crawford pinging his head everywhere. Too little. And unfortunately, people, Tio can't punch. He been not punching. That's what Tio quick, but he can't punch. So I think Crawford would feel. Tio's very quick, and when you're super quick, it tends to be slappy, right? Compared to Canelo. Canelo will plod forward, load up, and bap. Tio's all like whoop, and he's slipping off. It's all slappy. Crawford, I don't think, gonna respect that so much. And that'll be Teofimo's arse. But why not collect that scalp if you're Prince Turki Salman Sheikh bin? Yeah? Why not collect? If you want to make Crawford a superstar, what? Tio's there. He want it. Good. It's got a great narrative to it. I'm not being funny, but we've just seen Crawford go in there with a weak promotion, if that makes sense, in terms of the build-up. Right? There was no intrigue there. The only intrigue for Crawford Madrimov was, is Crawford going to tear someone else up or not? It was a hardcore intrigue. There was no casual intrigue. There was no hype for the fight. The Tio fight, though, that has that element. And all these goofballs at 154, they ain't going nowhere. Tim Tszyu ain't going nowhere. Virgil Ortiz, he needs to rematch, dude. Bochuk. That's what he needs to do. Forget about Virgil. He needs to go rematch Bochuk. He got punched up. Got his cherry popped twice. So Virgil, for me, is not even in the conversation. And Tim Tszyu said he's busy doing something else. So, Jamel Charlo is more on the lines, to be fair. But he doesn't have a belt. But Jamel Charlo, he can talk, and they have beef. Crawford has beef with him. That'll be interesting. So for me, it's like Crawford, Teofimo, maybe Jamel, but Jamel might not even come back. Listen, Tio wants it. Give it to him. Why not? If Tio wants to jump up from 140 to 154, like he said he wants to, give it to his little ass. Yeah? Send that offer. That's what Crawford needs to do right now. Like I say, Crawford's career, it's always been the nobody. We've seen a bunch of nobodies. There's no real demand. Outside of the hardcores, there's no demand for Crawford to go undisputed again. I'm sorry. We've seen that. It's not like there's a whole bunch of killers at one. It's not like Crawford's got to go through a Bivol and a Beterbiev to get undisputed. Like, I'd get that. I'd say, listen, man, yeah, Bivol and Beterbiev aren't massive names, but those are finger-licking good fights. Instead, it's like, Tim Tszú's solid. I like Tim Tszú. Again, Virgil's a similar fighter to Tim Tszú. Solid. Are they pound for pound, though? Well, Tim Tszú got cut and got punched up and lost against Fundora. So, Virgil has got his cherry popped. Right? So it's like, what are we doing here? It's not like that. The 154-pound division ain't like that. Is it potentially an easy division to become undisputed? It's a nondescript division, like 140 people. Who here knows who Crawford beat to become undisputed at 140? I don't. Who here knows who Crawford beat at 135 to become undisputed? I don't. Again, it's just Errol Spence. So take Teo. Is he undefeated? No, he got put by Cambosos, didn't he? Oh, but still, he does have an edge. And if Teo turns up on form, we not only get a great intellectual fight, but we get to build it with it. That's how you build your name. You don't build your name by taking out nondescript kind of Virgil Ortiz's and Tim Tszú's. They might need to do really Tim Tszú. Well, people, that cat. Ortiz need to fight Bochuk. That's what he needs to do. But outside of that, that would be a great fight. Tim Tszú versus Ortiz. If Ortiz can beat Bochuk, which really he probably would. If Ortiz hadn't got his cherry popped twice, he'd have beat Bochuk. But he did, so he didn't. He lost. But let's assume Virgil wins the rematch. Virgil versus Ortiz is a banging fight. And then the winner of that really should fight Crawford. I don't really want to see two fights of the same thing. Tim Tszú and Virgil, one of the same. It's the same kind of shtick. So let's see the winner of them. Whilst Crawford fights Teofimo, and maybe even Boots. I'm thinking Boots don't have the. Does Boots have more clout than Teofimo? Not at this point. Boots ain't even people. Teofimo's beat a Lomachenko. Teofimo's beat a Josh Taylor. Both undisputed champions in their own right. What's Boots done? Punch up David Avanesian. That's his best win. I'm sorry to break it to you, Jaron Boots Masexuals. I hate to break it to you, Jaron Boots Masexuals, but he's known for beating up David Avanesian on 4 weeks' notice. That's his claim to fame. It's not enough for me. But, I won't lie, Crawford versus Boots. Bear in mind we're looking at Ortiz or Tim Tszú. Given the choice, I'd take Boots over them two. Even though Tim Tszú probably has a little bit more clout than Boots. The drama of that and the IQ of that. Boots versus Crawford, I want that all day. And Boots is ready, he says. So, Boots has been hassling or kind of trying to chase down Crawford. So I don't know why Turkey's mentioning Ortiz for. Like, no one really wants to watch that fight. So, I don't want to, not interested, especially now. It's like, damn, forget about that fight. But I'm not interested in that at all. Not even a bit. Now, if Ortiz had a knocked out Bochuk, we can talk, but he ain't. Got knocked out, got his cherry popped. So, Boots versus Crawford. Or Teo versus Crawford is the next step. That's my position now. If it's about building a real legacy, because so far Crawford's legacy is beating Errol Spence. That's the God's honest truth. That's his legacy now. I don't know about anyone else. I just don't. I don't care. It's unfortunate. But Teo would be another one. You could say Crawford beat Teo because people say, oh, but Teo's too small. When Canelo was fighting 140 pound Amir Khan, no one complained. People put that on his resume. He punched up Khan. Again, Teo won it. And he's not that small. I think he's quite small actually, but anyway. Let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it. In fact, let's talk about who I think will win the fight. Quick time. You gotta go with Crawford. Crawford's last performance was a bit whack, but you've got to go with Crawford, obviously. Teo could never punch. Crawford been punching. Teo in there with a little... That last fight I thought was 50-50. Really. Could have gone either way. And that guy was a mid-level guy. He wasn't even the quality of like a Tim Tszú. He was just a random dude. Any man. He was more like a below a Chisora kind of level. And he was all over Teo. Teo was on the ropes, spent the whole night on the ropes. Getting pressed. Yeah? Looking like he independent. That's the truth. Teofimo Lopez in his last fight against Random Donny looked like 140. Looked like what a 140-pound cat in the pen would look like, just getting pressed. Now he won the fight allegedly, but he was pressed. He had spent the whole night on the ropes, getting pressed up by some Random Donny. So come on, people, what's Teo gonna do? Now Teo comes in pinging though. I just don't think he got the power. I wouldn't have thought. But then again, Crawford does get distracted by feints and speed and awkwardness. He wasn't the killer. He turned it on in the 12th round, but he wasn't as vicious and as able to exploit as we might have liked. So maybe Teo can go in there and his speed and his awkwardness. Maybe Crawford just shits himself like he did with Madrimov. That's possible. But I don't think it wasn't just the awkwardness of Madrimov. It was the Madrimov can whack as well, and he did whack Crawford right in the middle of his chops, right here. Popped him 3 times in a row. I want to see it. Bottom line, yeah. If we're not going on a bum tour, why not? Crawford now is getting long in the tooth, 36, 37. If he's not taking damage, there's no reason. I think every 4 months, really. He's always in the gym, always in shape. Yeah. Realistically, you got 2 or 3 years left. You ain't got time to be spending. You just spent, people. Crawford had his best win. He just spent a year out the ring. You've been doing that now. Now it's time to lock in, man. You got Turkey's back in, which means the coin's there. Get in there and run it in December, or at some point, early Q1, with Teofimo, and then fight Boots. Because Eddie Hearn said, "Oh, Boots got some more work to do at 147." Okay, get Boots going. What's Boots doing? Boots has punched up Avanesian and didn't take no damage. Boots need to be back in there in September. These guys they be stretching out too much. No other sport does that, you know. No other sport, and yes, you can say it's the fight game, so you take damage, but you take more damage in sparring than Boots took against Avanesian. So what are we doing hanging around now? Get in there, man. Run it. Collect these belts. Boots really should go on a belt collection tour and just wrap these belts up and then move up. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. Not that bad. People stop.